Hello! I'm currently fighting the worst period cramps known to humanity, and so I thought I would record a cozy video today to try and make myself feel a bit better. I really love the monthly check-in kind of videos. The only one that I ever did was a November check-in on TikTok, and I found that it was such a nice way to consolidate and review the month. I try very, very hard not to buy that many things, and so rather than just focusing on things I bought that month, I also focused on music I listened to, food I discovered, things I rediscovered, just little tips and tricks for life that I'd discovered, and I found it was such a nice way to review everything I'd learned that month. And so I wanted to do the same thing on here for January. However, I was keeping track throughout January and I was like, wait, I really didn't have enough for a whole video. And now it's February and I think I have enough now for a January and February favorites video review kind of thing. First thing I discovered was in the month of January, and it was actually a TikTok, and I'm so sorry because I saw it, I scrolled, I didn't really think about it, so I cannot credit the creator, but it did stay on my mind, and that is using Lush bath bombs as potpourri. I love candles, I love perfume, I just love really nice smelly stuff. I love the nostalgia and the emotion that smell evokes. I just love smell. However, something I am a little bit paranoid about, because I'm somebody who has a candle running 24/7 in my room, is that I don't think that's very good for you. There was one day where I forgot to have my windows open and I feel so bad for my friend. My friend was at my house and I was like, why is my room smoky? I literally felt a bit dizzy and I felt a bit sick. And then my boyfriend came into the room and he was like, oh my god, why is your room literally smoky? He thought his glasses were dirty. And then I came to my candle and I was like, oh, that shit is black. It had literally burnt black all around the edges. There wasn't enough oxygen in the room and the whole room was sooty. And not to be disgusting, but then I blew my nose and there was so much soot in my nose. And basically after that I was like, wait, I know that was my bad, but as a whole, candles aren't really that good. And I try very hard to buy soy candles because I think they're the best, because I think paraffin is the worst. I've never really looked into that properly, so please don't quote me. But then I was like, wait, surely soy candle still isn't that fantastic. I was thinking about it because I'm not someone who burns a candle rarely. I have got one going most of the time. And I was like, okay, if it's slightly bad for your health, if I'm doing it all the time, that's probably not very good for my health. And I was doing some research and apparently potpourri is the best kind of nice smelly, room smelly thing for your lungs. And as I was thinking about this, I remembered this video and I was like, wait, this must be so true, because whenever I get bath bombs, and I don't really have baths often, so when I get bath bombs I usually just leave them in my room, and I do get a whiff of them here and there. So I was like, okay, I'll try. This bath bomb is from Christmas, I think, so it's what? It's over 2 months. I just cut my bath bomb in half. I put one half on this and I keep that there, and then I've got one on the other side of my room. And I at first was like, well, I'm a bit skeptical, I don't think this is working. But no, it works. My room smells good kind of as a default, and I do every now and then get really strong whiffs of this, even if I'm not particularly close to it. So I don't really know how it works. However, this has been working fantastically, and I'm sure this is probably quite a bit better for my lungs. So yeah, that has been a little hack that I've learned, which has been really, really fantastic. I don't know whether all bath bombs would work, because that video is about Lush bath bombs and I have Lush bath bombs, but this has literally been 2 months and it still smells. So, and also, I can use the bath bomb after. The next thing, I was in Space NK a while back. I think it is actually the day that I vlogged, and I went to Space NK because I was just killing time, I think. And I ordered 2 things, one of which I did speak about in the video, and one of which I did not. And the one I did not speak about was Derian Korean Skin Therapy CC Eye Cream. I had heard quite a bit about CC creams because my mum used to use them, and I remember her explaining that it's skincare that's tinted, so it is a lot better for your skin than wearing foundation. I think BB creams are even better because they really are just tinted moisturizer, whereas CC cream is kind of in between. Again, I've not done a lot of research on this, so please do not quote me on anything. But basically, I saw this CC cream and I tried it. I really, really tried not to spend too much money. But what sold me was how sick this is. Okay, so it comes out right. Oh wow, just a normal eye cream. And look, that's so cool. And I'm sure you've also noticed that is not my shade. So what happened was I bought, because the light one was way too light for me, I'll show you that one as well. I noticed there was an eye cream, and the thing is, I wear concealer every single day, basically. And it's obviously not that great for your skin. And also I really want to kind of move away from wearing makeup a lot. So I was like, okay, if this is a nice in between, because sometimes I don't really feel up to, yeah, you can see that that is a bit too light for me. It's I do try to push myself to wear no makeup, but sometimes I just really don't want to, and then I end up wearing concealer, and I was like, I'd really like a nice in between that is also good for my skin. And so I decided to try this. It was about £30, which is kind of steep, but I was like, okay, I did so good with not buying things. I don't know what's happened. Since I've decided I'm just not gonna buy dumb things anymore, I've actually not. So I was like, okay, look, I've not really bought much. I've really, really not been treating myself, so I will let myself buy one. And I bought the darker one at first, and as you can see, that is not my shade. So I bought the lighter one, which is also not my shade. However, when I mix the two, they look really, really good. I haven't got it on at the moment. I have got normal concealer on. Okay, the skincare benefits. My eyes feel really, really lovely when I wear it. Like I do, now that I've started wearing this, I've noticed that I must have kind of like dry under eyes a bit, because this really makes a difference in terms of how my eyes feel. They feel a lot more comfortable. I don't know if that makes sense, and I also don't know if that's a placebo. Also, they do give like the slightest bit of tint, and I think it's nice because it just looks like me without makeup on like a really good day. I remember I wore this actually with like the teeniest little bit of the glossier cloud paint, and my friend was like, oh my god, your skin is so good today, like your skin is always nice, but today it is like poor, like your skin is so beautiful. And I was like, thanks girl. Is actually this. Yeah, this has been really, really fantastic, and I think this has been really nice in terms of moving away from makeup that distorts my face a fair bit to makeup that looks quite a lot like me just on a good day. And also, it just feels like really good skincare, to be honest. Like I think this is good for my eyes. So yeah. And the next thing, bouncing off of that, not wearing that much makeup. I do wear makeup on days that I record YouTube videos. To be honest, I post quite a lot on TikTok without makeup. But yeah, just really not wearing much makeup has been really, really lovely. And I don't know why I suddenly kind of felt this like push to do it. It's just been really nice. It's just been really, really nice like seeing myself. I'm not sure what prompted me to do it, because it's not like I was necessarily insecure without makeup. Like I was totally comfortable posting without makeup and like going out without makeup. But I think I just wanted to spend more time with myself without makeup, or at least with like a lot less makeup, and it's just been really, really nice. Next, in terms of music, I have been listening to Jorge Ben Jor. I probably pronounced that so badly, I'm so sorry, but he is a Brazilian musician and he's so fantastic. The one album in particular that I've been listening to loads is A Banda Doze Pretinho. I'm so sorry if that's pronounced wrong, but I wasn't really sure what genre to describe this as, and I checked online and I saw people describing it as samba, soul and funk. I knew about this album for quite a while because I really, really like Brazilian music, and I listened to Amante Amado from the album quite a bit. But then like a few weeks ago, I finally was like, wait, I think another song from that album just came up to me recommended, and I was like, wait, this is really good. I've heard 2 bangers now, like I need to actually like properly invest some time into this. And I listened to the whole album and it is really, really, really good. I've been listening to it so much. Yeah, it's just so beautiful. Like I think especially now that the sun's coming out of it as well, it's just like the music feels like the perfect kind of soundtrack to my seasonal depression lifting. Like it's just so fantastic. Yeah, I've just been doing so good. I think since the sun's back now, it's so fantastic. And I just like, I go on walks and I see the beautiful February sun and it's still chilly, but the sun's out and I'm listening to this music. I've been so happy recently. And this music has been like the perfect thing to accompany that. Along with Amante Amado, also from the album, I really, really love Troca Troca, Bom Dia, Boa Tarde, Boa Noite, and Viva Sao Pedro. So yeah, the whole album is really, really good though, but those are just my 4 favorite songs from the album. Really don't know what has happened to me. I remember when I used to be like the biggest Midwest emo lover in my youth. The screamier the music, the whinier the music, the better. And now I just listen to like bossa nova and like Brazilian music and loads of Bob Dylan recently. I really love Bob Dylan. Ooh, when did the Bob Dylan movie come out? Actually, because I feel like that should be added to the favorites list. Okay, I'm going to add this as a quick like tangent because I actually can't remember when the Bob Dylan movie came out, but I think it was in January. And so I would like to also add the Bob Dylan movie. And I know that some people didn't really like it, and I have spoken to some friends as well who weren't really big fans of it. I need to give the disclaimer that although I listened to Bob Dylan's music before watching the movie, I did not know much about his life at all. So like maybe bigger Bob Dylan fans have very valid criticisms of the movie that I can't understand as well. But I personally loved it so much. I cannot listen to folk music without shedding a tear. Like I don't know what this is, what this drama is, but like every time I listen to folk music, like it just hits me so hard, like it kills me, but in like a beautiful way. And like the second the movie started, obviously it's a movie about like Bob Dylan, so there's loads of folk music. I was like fighting back tears the whole time, not even when anything sad was happening. I'm just so freakishly moved by folk music for some reason, and it was just so beautiful. I just loved the movie. For me, there wasn't even necessarily like a huge analysis, like, oh, actually no, there was a bit. This might be a mild spoiler actually, because I'm going to talk about the end of the movie, but I'm going to be vague about what happens and what leads up to that point, so like mild to medium spoiler. At the end, when he is doing a certain thing and big groups of people are not happy with the said thing and very clearly expressing their unhappiness with it, and he is still doing it, I just found that to be so like I don't know if this was like the fucking point, in which case like really this is not like, this is so fake deep, but like the only thing I can really compare it to at the moment is like in my last video, or like 2 videos ago, I was speaking about Jean-Paul Sartre's No Exit, and how part of that is how we are like, we seemingly are unable to assert our own existence sometimes, and that can be really hellish and that can cause us a lot of suffering, but yet we still keep staying in this position where we allow other people to validate us and assert who we are, and how freeing and fantastic it would be to not need that and to be confident in ourselves and in our own existence. And I'm phrasing this all really, really poorly, but I feel like the movie was such a nice expression of that, of the latter, of feeling confident in ourselves enough and joy in existing without validation from the other. And I know that obviously there's a lot more to the movie, and it's, you know, I'm fucking taking some like weird philosophical thing from it when it is a movie about real people, and like there was so much more going on. But I think that's something that I was kind of playing with around the time that I went to watch it, so it was really cool to then see that, and I felt like that kind of threw back at me a little bit what I had been thinking about in that period of time. So I think that was really, really cool, and I think maybe that is why I particularly loved it so much, because I was like, wait, I needed to see that. Also, me and my boyfriend went to see it in this really, really lovely cinema. It was so cool, and there was like food brought to you in the cinema. It was like really fancy. It was just really, really nice. Like we made a whole day of it, and I think also that was really nice. But yeah, I loved the Bob Dylan movie so, so much. Next is something that I've rediscovered, because I have had this for years. I have rediscovered my love for typewriting, and I need to quickly flex my beautiful typewriter that my boyfriend restored and hand painted for me for Christmas a few years ago. This is literally my pride and joy. She's the most beautiful thing ever. I used to typewrite quite a lot, and then I kind of stopped because I got into like fountain pens quite a bit, and I really started to enjoy, and I like still do enjoy, the feeling of handwriting. And I think also I was just doing really mentally well for ages, and I'm still doing well. However, I have had a few small hiccups. I think just seasonal depression, to be honest. But like a few weeks ago, I don't know what possessed me, but suddenly I was like, wait, I've not typewritten in so long. I really, really, really want to do it. Like suddenly I'm craving it so badly, and I typewrote for a bit. I don't know whether that was the correct conjugation. And I was typewriting for a bit, and I was like, wait, I forgot how soothing this is, because I think where I speak so much about journaling and writing as a process, like it's not about the final outcome of like having this perfectly written journal entry and having this like beautiful aesthetic journal. At least not for me. For some people it is, but like for me, journaling is so much more about the process of journaling. I forgot how fucking good the process of typewriting is. It's quite aggressive. It's really, really nice if you're frustrated and if you like need to blow off some steam. You are like smashing the keys quite a bit, but it's not like a huge aggressive force all in once. It's a kind of quite like a rhythmic, slightly aggressive force over time. So rather than just like, I don't know, when you guys were kids, if you guys would slam your doors, I'd get in a lot of trouble for doing that. But every now and then, if I was really mad, I'd slam the door. And then like, it would feel nice to let that emotion out in such an aggressive force. But also like, it was so aggressive and like angry and unpleasant that then I'd feel a bit like afterwards, and also I would get in loads of trouble, so it just like wasn't a good move. Typewriting, the kind of like slamming the keys, it's kind of like that, where like you are hitting the keys quite aggressively and you're making a loud sound, but it isn't like an angry aggression. It's just quite an intense force that you have to put. But because you're doing it for quite a while and you kind of like almost go into this flow of it and you go into a dance of it, like it's really rhythmic, and I feel like it is very soothing because of that. So if you're like upset about something, it really is like a fantastic like double antidote. On the one hand, you are expressing yourself through like written form because you're probably talking about what you're upset about, but on the other hand, you're also expressing yourself physically because you're slamming those keys, but in a way that's very controlled and very rhythmic. And I feel like because of that, it's like the perfect way to let out steam if you're feeling upset about something. Also, it just looks so beautiful. Like I just forgot how much I love typewriting, and like I was talking earlier about how much I love smells as like a sensory thing. Typewriting is like the most fantastic auditory sensory thing ever, because it's all like ding. It's just so fantastic. It's just so fantastic. I'm typewriter lover. I would like most of the things on this list to be pretty accessible to people. So in terms of typewriters, I did recently post mine on TikTok, and I had quite a lot of people asking where I got it from and complaining that like typewriters are often very, very expensive and how they really want one. And that is how I felt for so long. I was always like, oh, I wish I had a typewriter, but they're so expensive. Honestly, if you are willing to put the time in, if you have the time to put into fixing one, broken ones are very cheap. That's what my boyfriend did with this one. This one is an Olivetti Latera 32. Broken, they are cheap. I think I've seen one for free once broken. It obviously depends how broken, but I think my boyfriend got this one very, very cheap off Facebook Marketplace. It looks very beautiful, but just know under this paint, it was like a light blue, but there were like loads of patches of like brown, like it really did not look great and it was unusable. And he said it did take him very, very long to fix it. And also he does do a lot of DIY, so he did have a lot of the tools already available and he also had some of the knowledge already. But he said, in his opinion, he doesn't think it would be that hard for people to learn how to do it. So that is just to say that if you would like a typewriter, but you don't really want to fork out loads of money because they can be quite expensive, there is a cheaper option. It just unfortunately takes quite a lot of time, and he said that it can be quite tedious, but just know it isn't that hard apparently. He said he literally learned how to do it off of YouTube, so like that is an option. Next I have, this is a Kaweco, my boyfriend I think said it's Kaweco. This is a Kaweco Sport, I think, and this is a fountain pen. I am a fountain pen lover, but I am not as much as a fountain pen lover as my boyfriend, who has been like freakishly obsessed with fountain pens and calligraphy since he was very, very young. And like a week or two ago, so this one's not that long ago, I borrowed this one and I was like, wait, this is the most fantastic fountain pen, and it is very, very cheap. The reason why I love this so much is because I've been looking for an extra fine pen for a while. However, a lot of the extra fine pens that I had tried were very, very scratchy, and I don't really like scratchy pens. So this is really like, this isn't like an objectively good thing about the Kaweco Sport. This is just like a personal preference. I prefer smoother pens, and this is a really, really smooth extra fine pen. It also is super, super compact, because you do that and boom bam, you've got like a full-size pen. It's just so easy to just like literally throw into like any pocket, to be honest. And I've been really looking for a smooth extra fine pen that is very, very easy to just carry around and isn't too expensive. I'm looking at the green one, I think. There's also this really pretty red one, and there's also a blue one. I'm very torn between those three, but I'm going to wait until next month because I'm really doing so much better with not impulsively spending. I don't know what's happened to me. But anyways, the Kaweco Sport is something that I have discovered this month and I really, really love it. Next, I have one of my Christmas presents. This I got from my brother, and this is the John Derian sticker book. This is the most fantastic thing ever. It is just a bunch of John Derian's art, like pages and pages of it. However, there's just loads of stickers, like loads of random parts of it are stickers. There's just loads of shells, but they're all stickers. Here's just loads of cool like fish and household objects, but they're all stickers. This is a beautiful flower and a beautiful swan, stickers. Also, so this is kind of like what I mean. This is like an art piece, right? But I can faintly see, I don't think the camera will pick it up, but you can faintly see outlines where like this guy is a sticker, this lady is a sticker, and like some of the bushes and flowers are stickers as well, which is really, really cool. And also in between the sticker pages, there are just these like really beautiful pages, and I'll show you guys what I did end up doing with it. This is my Filofax, and for my 2025 cover, one of the star stickers fell off, so we'll ignore that. But that wasn't a John Derian sticker. The John Derian stickers really hold up. This like back paper is one of the non-sticker papers from the John Derian sticker book, like the backing of the paper. And that is my background of my 2025 insert. And then these three little things are three things I really wanted to keep in mind for the year. So I've got activity, compassion, and perseverance. And those are all from the John Derian sticker book. And I also, because I didn't actually use the stickers that were from the other side of this paper, so I saved them here. And they were these really, really cool rabbits. Look how sick that one is. Anyway, so if you're somebody who loves DIY, who loves art, and who loves stickers, this is like the coolest present ever. If you know somebody actually who likes DIY and stickers, I really recommend getting this for them. Thank you so much to my brother. This is so, so fantastic, and it's just so beautiful as well. Next, I have something that I actually mentioned in my vlog a few weeks ago, and that is the This Works Deep Sleep Pillow Spray. I had heard about this before, and also my mum used to use it when I was younger, and I think she really liked it, but I never really had a need for it because I am number one deep sleeper. Like, I sleep so easily. Me and my boyfriend were talking the other day about like how fast it takes people to fall asleep, and he was like, no, you fall asleep freakishly fast. And I never really had an issue with sleeping at all until a few weeks ago. I just suddenly really stopped being able to sleep. I spoke about them more in my vlog, and I got really paranoid about it, so I bought this as a like desperate attempt to try find anything that would like make me fall asleep, and it works so well. Just know, like, I thought this was gimmicky. I never bought this because I thought it was gimmicky. When my mum bought it, I thought it was gimmicky, until I actually tried it. This works, like this is so good. It's also just such a beautiful smell. I love lavender. I have lots of lavender around my room. I use lavender sprays, I use lavender detergent, so just know I'm a lavender lover. Loads of my stuff and my clothes and my room smells like lavender already, so this was just fantastic to add. And even though my sleep has gone back to normal, which is so like, whew, thank goodness, it's still just really nice. Even though I sleep immediately, I don't necessarily have deep sleep, and I think that is because I have really poor sleep hygiene, because I go from like staring at my phone and being like crazy wide awake, like not at all in sleep mode, to just like putting on my pajamas and just like going to sleep. And like, yeah, I do fall asleep fast, but I don't think I was was getting very good quality sleep. So something I've been really trying to focus on is like getting cozy and kind of winding down and like not using my phone, like even like a few hours before bed, to try get my brain ready to sleep. And I feel like I've been waking up feeling way more rested, because even though I was sleeping before, I wasn't feeling rested. And this really, really helps with me getting cozy. So even though this isn't helping me falling asleep because I don't need that, it did when I was struggling with it. And now that I'm back to not needing that help, it is helping me to have way more restful sleep. So yeah, I can vouch for this. Next, I have an old favorite, something I rediscovered, something I loved so much and rediscovered, and that is the Big Lebowski. He's literally there. I literally have a Big Lebowski shirt. Hang on. This is from like years ago, by the way. I love the Big Lebowski so much, and I loved the Big Lebowski so much when I was like 16, and I watched it quite a lot back then. And then I just don't think it's on Netflix anymore, and I had Netflix and I didn't have Amazon Prime because Amazon. I don't really know if Netflix is much better, to be honest, but I don't use any anymore. But yeah, I didn't have Amazon, and so I just like, I don't know when it even got removed off Netflix, to be honest. Like, it might not even be because of that. I just like forgot about it and I didn't watch it, even though I knew I loved it. Like, I have the poster, I have the shirt, I would wear the shirt, and I'd always be like, oh, I love the Big Lebowski. I'd listen to the soundtrack, but I just didn't watch the movie for years. And then on Valentine's Day, so this is a February thing, I don't really like going out on Valentine's Day. I do really, really like going out on dates and like doing like nice stuff, but I don't really like that on Valentine's Day because it's just quite overwhelming, because like every restaurant is full and everyone is there for the same reason, and I just find it's like, I just get a bit overwhelmed on Valentine's Day if I go out. So I really, really like being in on Valentine's Day, and it was so, so lovely. I had the most fantastic Valentine's Day. My boyfriend had quite a few surprises and it was just so, so lovely. And one thing that did happen, I was like, look, I have not watched The Big Lebowski in so long, and when I did my last video about like existentialist books, I had a clip from The Big Lebowski, and I was like, wait, oh my god, I missed The Big Lebowski so much. And I was like, I know it's not really Valentine's Day vibes, but can we please watch The Big Lebowski? And he was like, fuck yes, because he loves The Big Lebowski. And actually, how he found out about The Big Lebowski was from me. In like 2022, I think. In 2022, I was friends with his brother and I was at his house and I was watching The Big Lebowski, and my now boyfriend was like, oh, what are you watching? And I was like, oh, The Big Lebowski, it's so, so sick. It's like my favorite movie. And he ended up watching it and he actually really, really liked it. So he also loved The Big Lebowski. I watched it on Valentine's Day. I was like, fuck yes, this is the best movie. Like, I love it so, so, so much. And then I was talking to my best friend and she'd seen my Big Lebowski shirt. Like she saw the poster, like she knows I love it, but she also never watched it. And I was talking to her about it and she was like, oh, you know, like no rush, but I would love to watch it at some point. It sounds really, really interesting. It sounds really like my cup of tea. We have really similar taste in media. So like, if I really like it, she probably will too. And then like 2 days later, she came to my boyfriend's house and I was like, do you want to watch The Big Lebowski? And we watched The Big Lebowski again. And yeah, it's just so good. And I'm literally down to watch it again right now. Like, it's just so, so good. I really recommend it. Maybe not to my underage audience, but to all the adult Soggy Rice 3 viewers, I really recommend The Big Lebowski. And the last thing that I rediscovered is pomelo. I had pomelo and grapefruit mixed up for years. I don't know why. I just forgot pomelo was a thing and I thought both pomelo and grapefruit were pomelo. And for the past few years of my life, every time I'd have a grapefruit, I'd be like, oh, it's delicious, but I'm disappointed because what is that like kind of a bit milder, sweeter version that I remember? Turns out I've been remembering pomelo. And I don't know what has been happening with like pomelo this month, but like my mum bought a pomelo from the Polish shop and then my boyfriend and my best friend were at my house and they were like, oh my god, she has pomelo. Like, when are you guys opening the pomelo? Like, we want some. And then my mum was like, oh, it's not ripe yet. And then my boyfriend went and bought pomelo because he was so craving it. And then my best friend has been talking about pomelo. And basically everyone's just been obsessed with pomelo. And I was like, whoa, clearly I've been missing out because I can't remember what pomelo tastes like. And finally, this is the most recent one actually, like 3 days ago, I cut the pomelo at my house open. And I was like, wait, I know the hype because this is the fruit that I've been missing, but I just forgot what it was called. I thought it was a grapefruit, but no, it was pomelo. Basically, pomelo is so, so delicious. I love pomelo so much, and I'm really, really glad I have a name to the delicious taste that I've been remembering. I think that is basically everything that I've discovered this month and last month. Probably not, to be honest. That would be kind of concerning if those are like the only things I like learn in the months, but those are things that come to my head, and so those are the things I'm going to share. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry that I can't do a more grand video, but I am in so much pain, although I'm feeling way better. Like, actually my pain has subsided quite a bit. I was really bad. I was like crying before recording this, so just know, like, I'm a champ, I'm so brave, and I'm feeling better now. So no need to be as brave anymore. Please let me know what you guys have discovered in January and February this month. Anything cool, please share, because I think it's such a nice way to kind of like reflect on the month and everything you've learned, and it's just such a nice way to consolidate it and to be like, okay, moving on to the next one. If you would like to support the Soggy Rice 3 channel, feel free to buy me a coffee at Soggy Rice 3, or you can join my channel memberships where you have access to videos ad-free and early, and also to monthly live streams. I've actually, at the time of recording this, today is going to be the first live stream. I'm very, very excited. There's also a few other perks, but those are like the main ones, I think. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, goodbye.